Darrell, first of all, wanted to talk to you a bit about resilience in the team and steel and stuff like that, which hasn't always been associated with Port Vale in the past. This year, it looks like you've got a bit more. What have you worked on to try and instill that into the team?
It's lads' mentality individually and collectively as a group. We do a lot of work on that. I think the game, we do so much work on the technical, tactical, fitness work of it, but the power of the mindset's key, in my opinion, and making sure that, like you said, resilience can be built, can be worked on in training and in individual and group meetings. So players have got to be strong now. You know, criticisms everywhere you go, around the corner, social media, newspapers, radio stations. The pressures on players to perform is all there for all to see. So you have to have that resilience as a player, and certainly the top players have that, because they have to have that. And it helps if we can do as many individuals and hit that box when they're not in particularly good form, or if they're going out there fearing that they're going to make mistakes. Just making sure that when that does happen, it doesn't affect the rest of the game. So it's continuing. You never crack that. You keep working away and chipping away.
Is it hard to shield them now in this day and age, more so than maybe when you started playing and when social media and all the other stuff wasn't as big as it is now?
It is, but also you don't really want to shield them too far away, because I think we do things very professionally here as a football club, and I think it's important that our paying supporters see, not only they see players obviously as a team and on a Saturday afternoon, but actually we've got some real nice lads, some good young lads that do a lot of good things. And so getting that balance right, but while still protecting them as well at the right times is a key area.
And in games as well, I'm thinking like at the Mansfield game where you've gone ahead, you concede a goal. Teams in the past might have lost that game. What's it like during the match to try and get them to that point where they are resilient in their own head? Yeah,
I think you can touch on it before the game as well, and at half time. I think there's different areas where you can hit that. You can obviously affect that sometimes when there's a player's injured, and we shout the group across and we get some communication into the boys. So like I said, it's an ever moving goalpost. You're always working on that sort of resilience, but another way as well, never taking the foot off the gas as well. That's important, that when you've got teams by the scruff of the neck, to make sure we can and try and finish off the game, and that's just as important as resilience and not taking your foot off it.
I just wanted to ask you about James Gibbons too, who we've spoken to a little bit earlier on today. Over the last few games in particular, he really looks like he's coming to his own. What's he been like to manage this season coming back from that injury?
Outstanding. I felt for Gibbo massively last season, coming in February and in breaking down, and obviously seeing his injury record. So we've been careful with him. You can see on the Tuesday night he got rested, and he was fresh for Saturday. One of our best players Saturday. His form's been very good, and it's difficult to say to Gibbo, because he's a 100 mile per hour in training. He's always at it, and I'm trying to manage that. And sometimes you have to make harsh decisions with Gibbo and pull him out of a training session or pull him out of a game at the right time to make sure that he can have that continuous training period, which he's doing very well, and he's getting plenty of games in. So and his performances are getting better and better. As a lad, fantastic. Another major contributor in the changing rooms, another player that's been here a good few years, another one that leads by perfect example.
Has he matured into that type of leader character that you want on your side?
Yeah, I think the more leaders you get now, leadership groups, I think there's a collective group of them that lead in different ways. Gibbo's the way he works, the way he does things every single day, but I also know the work he does speaking to individual players about, knowing what the club's all about. So he's definitely deserving the plaudits he's getting.
I know nothing's been achieved yet, but in terms of how you thought this season would unfold against how it actually has, where do you feel you're up to? Is the progress enough been made for you?
I felt it was a good group. The first day was in, and the squad coming together in pre-season. I still feel that, whether if I was speaking now on the back of a couple of defeats or whatever there was, they're a really respondent group. That they're giving me absolutely the club, absolutely everything. And I keep saying it. Yes, there might be the dips in the road, but I think this group will respond well. I'm absolutely delighted sat here after 14 games to see us in that position. I really am. I think the performance have been strong. I I don't think there's been many games that we haven't deserved to win as well, which is important because sometimes that can paper over cracks if you're winning games and you're not deserving it. So long may it continue, but yet again, I keep emphasising it is early days. We want everybody to enjoy that, come away from the emotion of it. Me, myself, we have a way of working, we have a way of putting it to bed after Saturday. Sorry, sometimes I'm a little bit heated after games, Phil, but we have our way of how we do things, and I hate people getting carried away. I hate even hearing about it. We want to get our focus, and we work very hard as a football club, that the lads feel confident but they're ready to reset on a Monday morning.
Well, the last thing I was going to ask you was about the focus, actually, because I suppose it does require a lot of mental strength, as we talked about earlier, to maintain that, not just now, but to get you through Christmas and into the final run as well. That must be a real challenge from a manager's perspective.
It is, Phil. It's relentless. It is, but I love it. I love it. It is draining. It's tiring. We put a lot of work into it myself, and I've got tremendous coaching staff here as well. So everybody at the football club's putting a tremendous amount of effort. But that should be a given, and it should be expected, because that's what our supporters want to see. That professional environment being built here. But it does get draining. But I'm not complaining.